You didn't even wash your hands. Hey, I'm Austin.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is the Spring Chat,
where we talk all things Disney.
Resorts,
Shopping. Food. You can catch us at 8:30 on Thursday nights on
Facebook, YouTube.
Twitch, and now Spotify on Amplified Network.
Thanks for joining us here at the Amplified Network. Your show will begin in just a few minutes, but first I want to go on ahead and shout out to our awesome sponsors. First, we have the Mouse Merch Box. It is an official Disney subscription box. It is $60 quarterly if you subscribe, or $70 per box. It's going to come with $120 to $150 worth of exclusive Disney apparel and merchandise, so definitely check that out. If you do decide that you want to check them out, we do have a coupon code for you. Coupon code is going to be Springs20 for 20% off of your order. Next, we have the Great Adventure Supply Company. Great Adventure Supply Company is really cool. They have a bunch of 80s and 90s themed pop culture themed Disney and theme park apparel. So if you're like me, you miss the 90s, you love that style. They recently released some new exciting additions to their store. Be sure to check them out. And we also have a coupon code for the Great Adventure Supply Company that's going to be Magic15 for 15% off of your order. So thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate you and our sponsors. So stay tuned here on the Amplified Network. Your show will be coming up soon.
They've been listening to me spit into the mic this whole time. Hi. I guess we're on. I didn't even see the light or anything. If anyone heard my horrible beatboxing, I apologize. Welcome back to Anime Club. I guess I'm fist bumping myself. Vance has work again. I don't blame him. This is America. Get your money, black man. I don't hate on that at all. Amp had things to do, so it is me and the HBIC holding it down. Solo dolo in this bird. All right, I had to get that out of my system. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me. I forgot to ask for a mic check before this, so we're just going to hop into it. We should be good. Anime State of the Union. So just kind of, we've had some technical difficulties. People have work and things. We can't always get photos and junk up when we need to, especially when we're pre-recorded. People have life going on. So we're like 3 weeks in the hole. I'm just going to try to spend the next like 30 to 45 minutes getting y'all up to speed. So apologize. We have bills and ish to pay. So if you've been keeping up with us for the last couple weeks, you know, are we ready for our whole rapid recap? Okay, so first on the docket, for those of you who still play Xenoverse, Vance, not me, I would shout his gamer tag, but I don't have it memorized. Sorry, buddy. So if you're playing Xenoverse, you know God Mode Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, for those who don't know the series. Greatest anime of all time, most likely. Don't shoot me. God Mode Vegeta is now coming to Xenoverse along with Broly and Super Gogeta, who transforms into blue. Hey, look, there's the photo. My Twitch loads so slow. I need to get a new computer. Apple support me. But no, so God Mode Vegeta is officially coming to Xenoverse. You can use him in character battles. You can use him in raid quest or whatever, parallel quest or whatever it is y'all do. I've never played the game. I played Xenoverse 1 for all of an hour before I got tired of it. It's just not my concept. Fighters is more my thing, even though I haven't picked it up since they really sent it to me. I got through half the story mode. I log in for the holiday bonuses, and then I call it quits. So moving up next on the video game docket, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is coming to Fighters. And everyone is highly upset because they announced it during the Super Saiyan Showdown, which if you don't know what that is, voice actors for Goku and Vegeta, the English dub, not the Japanese sub, they decided to sit down, play Fighters with a lot of the other voice actors, and make a whole event out of it. They give out prizes. Chris Sabat usually stomped Sean Schimmel 2 years in a row. And they had a whole showcase for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku character play. What's pissed off everybody else is that Super Saiyan 4 is now only showing up as basically this person as Kid Goku's super move. So you're playing as Kid Goku from Dragon Ball GT, the show that has already been retconned and is no longer canon and considered a whole different timeline that I still appreciate. I don't know about everybody else. I think people are hating just to hate. But it's kind of an insult. They didn't even get the original voice actor to... You can see that I'm live. Please stop calling me. They didn't even get the original... They didn't even get the original voice actor to do Kid Goku. I think they got Luffy's voice actor who did Kid Gohan and Kai. So now it's just kind of mishmash and people aren't happy and it kind of just... the whole thing is basically a mess. So next up in disappointing video game news, we have One Piece World Seeker. Somehow still staying relevant. Sorry. I don't hate the game. I just can't name one person who picked it up. So, Zoro is DLC. Zoro, who was introduced in like the 3rd episode out of like the 900 that we're in. One of the base characters from the start of the show is now someone you have to pay to play. Not even playable in the main story. He is his own little separate side story, and it's part 1, meaning the other Straw Hats will get their own paid DLC, which will be a part of the story, but not really interact with the others. If you've been watching our show, you understand we don't hate One Piece games. They just can never seem to cater to the fan base the way Spider-Verse and Endgame did. Yeah, that's all I really got on that. There's not a whole lot to say. Disappointing as always. Next up, because we're moving Community Day to later news, right? So, if you all felt the power that was Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Shuckle last month, because no one in this house caught a Baneri. I don't know what that was about. I think we were just being pranked. Although I saw one person catch one, and apparently after they caught a shiny, it reverted back to being in a regular color because Niantic hates his fans. I don't know why. I thought Shuckle was the joke this whole time until I caught my second one, which you can see on screen, and that ended up being my shiny. Baneri, I caught about a good, I want to say at least 100. No luck whatsoever. I know some people who legit went out on weekends and caught a couple hundred and nothing.
I clicked on at least 1,000.
See, that's how you know you're out of space and you need to save coins or go do gyms when you can't even afford to catch them. You have to just click them and check. My Chikorita and my Magikarp humps have been yielding no results. Someone in your household holds a shiny, but he's not letting it go to save his own life. Are you still trying to steal it? Sad. A house divided over a Magikarp of all people. So yeah, Shuckle was a thing. Also, for my Kingdom Hearts 3 fans, we have DLC on the way. I got the news today, so I didn't get a chance to put it up here last time or a couple hours ago. But for those of you who are thinking the game is too easy, kind of like myself, but I still appreciate the environments and 15 years that was put into the development of this game. For those of you who are still saying the game is too easy, we now have critical mode. For those who don't understand what critical mode is, this is where they take all the fun and easy portions out of these RPG stylish games that you have easy access to and make the game a cakewalk. And they just say, yeah, we're scrapping all of that and you're going to have to work for it now. So Papa Nomura has heard your cries, children, and Critical Mode came out as our first free DLC. For those who don't understand how hard Critical Mode is, base game they told you would take about 80 hours to complete, like 100%ing. I finished and clocked out around 92 like 3 days ago. And that's me 100%ing all my party members at level 99. That is me maxing out all of my weapons, maxing out all of my ships, finding every item, getting every single item and achievement in the game, and then having nothing else to do but find the final boss to be a cakewalk. Critical Mode lets you carry over the selfies you can take in your character's phone and your keyblades, and then it takes away all the customization and leveling up you did. To understand how hard Critical Mode is, I still haven't gotten past the tutorial. You're laughing, but honestly, like if I could show you the footage, like I wish I had clipped it. Like I'm playing, like this won't be that hard. It's literally like the walkthrough stage. I got bodied like 8 times and just turned my Xbox off. Like it was already 1 a.m. when I was done like doing my whole 100% playthrough. And I was like, let me just see what Critical Mode's like and get to the first save point. I couldn't get to the first save point. That is how much of a struggle Critical Mode is. You need to start using block. You have to actually use the little Ratatouille shop to make potions and food that give you like stat boosts for 30 minutes. Donald really has to heal you this time. You're royally screwed. Someone in your party is going to be dead at all times. Save all heals and items for yourself. Also, there was a pre-order DLC Keyblades if you did it on Amazon, PlayStation, or Xbox. So as of midnight today, those 2 DLCs, that's the, I want to say Starlight Blue, Midnight Green. It's either Midnight Blue, Starlight Green, and I forget what the Amazon DLC color is. They just call it the 7-Eleven Keyblade because that's what the color scheme is. But you can get those on the Xbox and PlayStation store for like $2 a piece now. I might pick them up next paycheck. Honestly, they don't do much. You get like 1 awakening. They're not super strong. It's just nice to have them in your repertoire for kicks and giggles. Moving on. What else did I have finishing off from last week? Oh, yeah. So covering more of this drama with KamehaCon and DreamCon and conventions coming up around the corner. News later, by the way. So the Broly Steelbook, which you saw, we went and bought our own collector's edition and watched here live on the Amplified Network a couple weeks ago. The Steelbook dropped, and it's honestly a pretty pickup. You get a whole Steelbook case with a metal front cover and back. Honestly, should have picked that one up over the one I got because it's just, it's like a holographic cover and the glue is already kind of coming undone. But this one, you get a Steelbook. It doesn't really scuff. It's nice to have your little collector's edition. The problem is, the Steelbook is now being used to add to this lawsuit we have going on with Funimation and Vic Mignogna. Holy shiznit. Let me plug in my laptop before I have just no visuals here. Whoops. Where's the thing? No, don't need that. Un minuto. I know some Spanish. I passed. I went to college. Really? I couldn't get into Latin.
5 years of French, 2 years of Latin, and a summer of sign language.
Why a summer of sign language?
Because it was interesting.
Why a summer? That's the better question.
Because I needed to take a foreign language in college.
Okay, yeah. Okay, summer in college, I understand. I did that here at school too, and my school fought me tooth and nail to just stay here, take a summer school class for $3,000 versus $350. Moving on, I'm getting sidetracked. So, yeah, even when I'm by myself, I ramble. I apologize. So the DVD issue is that people on Amazon, the data miners, the deep divers, the people who like to create drama, which I don't have a problem with. It gives me things to talk about. Notice that everybody except the main villain or antagonist on this movie has a special feature where they answer fan questions on the DVD. So as you can see, it's Sean Schemmel, Monica Rial, Chris Sabat. I think Sonny Straight's on there too. Vic Mignogna was shown and listed on the Amazon screenshot. Not on the DVD, though. He's credited in the end credits, which was the only thing I was looking for. But apparently he's been taken out. So once again, Funimation is now shooting themselves in the foot. Or whoever handled the distribution of this DVD. And on top of that, there's also this whole thing with this guy, Anime AJ, who, another one of those deep divers who, I'm not saying he's reaching, he just notices things I never would have picked up on. Apparently, Funimation for years has just been releasing Dragon Ball DVDs with this weird green tinted layer over them, as you can see on the screenshots. There's this weird, why am I lagging over here? There's this weird green layer if you compare the left and right. It's like this, and honestly, I don't think that's on Funimation. I think it's on whoever they're paying to, the third party, whoever is lasering these discs and sending them out, the DVDs and Blu-rays, clearly is adding some kind of weird filter that doesn't need to be there. Hey, look, a PlayStation ad that doesn't support us. So there's a weird layer going over it that just doesn't go away. Apparently they did it for Resurrection F, Battle of Gods. I think my HDTV is compensating for it, so I don't see it. But now that it's one of those things that now that you've had your eye drawn to it, it doesn't go away. And if you don't understand why people in Europe get so upset about like state-based releases, apparently Funimation doesn't exist over there. They have a distribution company called Manga UK. And Manga UK decides to hop on the interwebs to throw their version of shade for never getting love. And they decided to let people know that, hey, we don't have anyone's special features, so we don't have any reason for you to get mad at us. We're just selling the Steelbook. By the way, we don't have a green tint. Feel free to buy from us if you don't want to deal with anyone's PC drama BS. All right, I think that covers my whole recap for like 2 weeks ago. I think we can move on to newer items now. All right, are we ready with our whole rapid recap shout out? Okay, laser focus. I can do this. Maximum effort. All right, let's try to do this. 3 shout outs, 1 take, 60 seconds, and go. First off, shout out to our girl, Desi Dez, a.k.a. Desirable Desserts, for hooking us up with Vance's birthday cake. If you need anything, especially Star Wars or Disney Princess or whatever themed, her screenshots and all her contact info is right here. Please hit her up, non-alcoholic, alcoholic. She can do whatever you need. She is your go-to girl. Next up, shout out to my friends over at West Orange Comic Books and Video Games. We'll go through this stuff later. I had to go hit them up for Free Comic Book Day. They are also a good retro shop. Thank you, Joe, for hooking me up with this stuff and let me grab this last Miles Morales pop. It wasn't free. I paid $25. Support your local businesses. Last but not least, shout out to one of our coworkers whose kids reached out to me and they're starting their own YouTube channel. So they're getting ready to upload content soon. Please check out Kira and Maya Twins. All right, 3 for 3. Hopefully I'm under 60 seconds. Anime Club. We support all things that go with the culture and black excellence. I'm probably going to do that again when Vance is here just so I have someone else to vibe off me. Also, what up? I'm all over the place. I know how to work a phone, I swear. Leave me alone. Oh, yeah. So if you now turn your attention to the screen, I sent our lovely lady in the corner here some screenshots of my goofiness from my college days. And if you notice, I'm wearing the same shirt from yesterday. Thanks for supporting this whole network and watching multiple shows. And this is the only one I have. I can't afford to keep entertaining y'all. So these are my photos from freshman and I believe sophomore year. So every year, me and my friends would go down this huge bluff on Lake Michigan or in one of our dorm rooms for May the 4th, and we would shoot some Star Wars themed photo. And I have zero regrets about it at all. This was like one of the happiest parts of college and probably the few things I miss. I mean, class and stuff was fun too, but who pays attention to that? Which one? Yeah, that's like my senior and junior year photo right there, the Return of the Jedi. And both Return of the Jedi photos. And I got back after posting this, and all my friends gave me shit for being Lando. I had to fill out the diversity gap somehow. Like, I wasn't mad at it. I was just like, we all were sitting around the room like, who can you be? I just looked at the poster. I'm like, I'll say it just so y'all don't get, like, upset maybe about me having to do it. But, yeah. So, Star Wars Day happened to be on Free Comic Book Day this weekend. So, where'd you guys go? The Collective. I went to West Orange Comic Books and Video Games. People I've been hitting up for about a year now. I managed to grab The Tick, Bob's Burgers, and Sonic the Hedgehog. So for those of you who don't know how Free Comic Book Day works, Basically, and if you know a local shop that sells comics, I would say hit them up anyway. They get crates of these comics that they have to give out, and they usually don't get rid of them all. So, Free Comic Book Day is basically every major publication releases like their first chapter or their first book for free, and they mass produce them and send them out. And that you basically walk into your local comic shop, and now you basically get these intro issue zeros or just weird little collector's edition titles, so that you kind of get a sample of what the story is going to be, so that if you decide you want to pick something up, hey, I might actually like this series. I'm going to start supporting this creator and going to their website or the local comic book store and picking up each issue as they drop each month. So what titles did you guys end up grabbing?
I got, Spider-Man, Avengers, Doctor Who. I don't even know what he grabbed, but I did not see Bob's Burgers and Jokes.
Honestly, I think they might have. It's funny because it's like Bob's Burgers, but it has like 3 little mini stories. It's like Gene's rhyming thing, Tina's friend fiction. Actually, Luis's Unsolved Mysteries, Curious Curiosities presents The Ride, Part 1 and 2. Gene's Rhymes That Could One Day Be Songs. Tina's Erotic Friend Fiction. So I've grabbed like 2 or 3 of these in the last couple of years. So every year, those are like the 3 storylines they present. And Tina's are my favorite.
I mean, that's understandable.
But yeah, hopefully home of a future broadcast. Joe, if you're watching, they said they would love to have us. I don't know if they want to do for the day or we could do our entire week throughout of their place. They have like a huge area where they do like D&D and Pokemon leagues out of. So shout out West Orange Comic Books. Also grabbed the last Miles Morales pop. This is now part of my collection. This dude I grabbed from GameStop because they sold it to me for the wrong price. They had it on a $2 table. He was $10, and they just manually changed it. And as I walked out, he's like, "I wasn't supposed to do that, but I've already like gotten your money, so just go." And that's why they're failing. Okay, but funny thing is, the dude who opened this comic book shop is like, he used to work at GameStop. And I asked him, "Why did you stop?" He's like, "I got tired of robbing people." But no, GameStop employees are usually chill. Their corporation is just ass. All right, moving on to our newer news. I guess we can make this announcement. So, we have a panel coming up at MegaCon. I don't know when or what time, but we'll get those details to you.
Friday, 1 p.m.
Oh, they finally got back to us?
Yes.
Okay, so Friday, 1 p.m. Do we have a hall or anything yet?
I don't know.
So we'll get that we'll get more details to come. TBA, TBD, ETC, I don't know. So MegaCon next Friday, we will be in there 1 p.m. What do we get? Like an hour, 45 minutes?
No idea.
We're going to make the most of our time there. We'll all be going live. This whole setup will just be moved there. We'll be in a hall. So this is only my second MegaCon. So to go from working it to being in it, it's kind of a major step for me. I've missed it every year because college. So the fact that I get to go my second year for free is kind of a bonus. But for those of you who don't know what MegaCon is, it's Nerd Central. Like if you're new to this whole anime culture life and you want to go see what it's like when people are in their natural habitat, come to MegaCon. You don't even have to be dressed up. Just watch and stargaze. And honestly, like I feel like conventions are one of the few safe places we have because people are in there with all kinds of technical, lethal weapons that make it past security. No one's ever hurting anyone. You never hear any bad stories coming out of conventions. Like there's no violence. Maybe people get into like a heated argument over certain shows and D&D characters, but that is the worst it will get. Worst. That's it. You get angry nerds. That's it. Worst visually I saw was some dude decided to dress as Man-Thong Austin Powers, like taped on Peach Fuzz and all. And I was working the Yu-Gi-Oh booth, so this dude's kids walk over, but everyone's taking pictures of Austin Powers. So I'm trying to distract the kids long enough with like the cards and stuff, so that he'll go away and they're not scarred for life. And by the time he leaves, the dad was like, "I peeped all of that. Bless you." But yeah, MegaCon, we will be having our own little town hall meeting. Please come through to support. We'll be introducing all of our shows. I mean, hopefully we don't have any more to add or else they're just getting left out. We'll send a representative maybe. We have merch and junk. Feel free to order that as well. All right, we can open now this can of worms that is Pokemon Go. I'm not mad at it, but we can start with Community Day. All right, so we have Torchic. As our next community day item, where the flip did I save this photo? Oh, hey, look, there it is. So, still don't know what the special move is, but you get increased spawns, 3 times Stardust, 3-hour lures. Don't be an idiot like me and pop 4 egg containers that you're not going to be able to burn through in a day, or at least not 4 10Ks, because I was chafing by the time I got home. It was a very sad day. Seriously, I was like, oh, 4 10K eggs. They do usually do like, excuse me, they usually go all out for community day. It's like everything gets a bonus, everything's multiplied. And this time they were just like, psych, we're doing none of that. You get increased spawns, and that is it. Spawns and lures, that is all we got. Stardust was like meh. Eggs hatched, I feel like, slower than they were supposed to. They made the cost for upgrading moves higher, so I feel bad for giving everyone false information. Right now, Blaziken, I have one that's like a good IV and CP. Leveling up the special, giving a second special move, it says 25. I would not be surprised if Saturday it turns into 100. So you get increased Stardust, 3-hour lures. There's a chance to get shiny, which that's the preview, but I don't see the color difference, honestly. Like looking at it, it's kind of like Pikachu. It's just a slightly redder shade, like a filter put over it. And this will be Sunday, May 19th from 3 to 6. Once again, I'll be cutting it close because I'm getting fresh off of work. All right, so moving on. Giratina is gone, children. I'm not sad about it. I caught one of each form. Giratina is no longer here. I think, who is it? I'm blanking on. Kyogre and Groudon are now back. And now we have the 3, I want to say they're fairies? I'm not even, whatever generation these 3 are from, I've never played it. So don't shoot me if I ask these names like substitute teacher's done me all my life. So we have Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. And people are kind of upset. Like, I always welcome new raid bosses. But the problem is, if you go with me, open your app, for however long this takes, and go to your news, they will give you the big middle finger that is these 3 being region locked. So the one you see to the right of your screen, Azelf, that is the only one you are able to catch as far as being here stateside and I think in Europe. So the official news tells us, where is it? So yeah, features Asia specific. Uxie will be available to challenge in raids. Europe and the Middle East and Africa and India. Mesprit will be available to challenge in raids. The Americas and for some reason Greenland. Azelf will be available to challenge in raids. If you're extraordinarily lucky, you may encounter these extremely rare legendary Pokemon in the wild in their different regions after the event. So the problem with this is they are those regions you just heard me say they belong to, they're staying there and they're not moving. It's not like when we got the 3 legendary birds or the 3 dogs, how they were region locked and then they rotated between which parts of the world they were in. They are staying in each part of the world that they are on, in each continent or whatever, and they're just never coming to any other country or area of land. You would have to find somebody from that place and trade them. I'm not upset because I have no idea who the hell these people are. I'm serious. Like, I saw it and people are like, I can't believe this. This is such an outrage. And I'm like, I'd be upset if I played this generation. I mean, they're cute. I'm saying they're like nice additions. It's like if you had wanted to give Mew friends. That was my thought. But better news though, Detective Pikachu. Shit, that's on a Friday. I need to hurry up and buy my tickets. I am slacking. So I forget if we covered this 2 weeks ago or was like a month ago. If you go see Detective Pikachu, we have the photo buried somewhere. We're not going to dig it up. If you have your tickets to see Detective Pikachu this weekend, you get a free Detective Pikachu trading card. So it'll be live action Ryan Reynolds Pikachu. It's like a cute little adorable thing you can go put in a case and sell in 20 years. So they've actually activated Detective Pikachu special events for Pokemon Go, which I'm more excited about than I am these new raid bosses. So May 7th, which was this week. So from 1 p.m. on May 7th to May 17th, 1 p.m., you can get photobombed by Detective Pikachu, which you've already been lucky to have happen, and my kid brother. Apom is now shiny. Increased spawns of Pokemon that appear in the movie. So you have Jigglypuff, you have Psyduck, Snubbull, Loudred I've seen a lot of, even though I'm not a fan of it at all. There are Bulbasaurs and even Charizards out in the wild, and Flareons. So it's not just like base forms, they're like level 3s walking around. Special themed raid bosses. So the myth around this one is that they're not going to announce it, but Mewtwo might be a new raid boss, which I think it was only an EX raid before, because some people have them. I don't know when, but if they're gonna bring raid bosses from the movie, I would be upset if it's just like Charizards and stuff. So special raid bosses, people are crossing their fingers for maybe Greninjas, maybe Mewtwo, maybe Mew, or whatever other legendaries we might get sneak peeks of. You also have special themed research. So, like, what is it? The one that's like catch the water Pokemon that goes in your backpack. It was Psyduck apparently.
I have catch the Eevee evolution that is a fire type.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke until I caught 2 Flareons after I threw that challenge away. So yeah, you can catch Flareons and all kinds of stuff in the wild. And what's funny is the Flareon I caught has like a better stat than any Flareon I've actually evolved. Like it was like 1497 CP. The IV I think was like a good 87. All the ones I've hatched are like 1100 or lower, because all the ones I evolved beforehand were just terrible. But speaking on animes getting movies, because Sonic X technically did you see the trailer for Sonic? Yes. How do you feel about the design? Here's the thing. I don't hate it. My problem is those characters. He's the type of cartoon character that it works because their body parts have never been proportionate. And the face, I was okay. It's the fact that like his torso and arms, they try to make them all connected and human-like, and that's what kind of makes it look ugly. The problem was I was gonna leave it alone until, if you look at the screenshot from Yuji Naka himself, and for those of you who don't know who that is, Yuji Naka is the man who made Sonic in 1991. For some reason, this man will accept anyone's friend request on Facebook. I don't even know if he speaks English, but he likes my comments. So he shared the screenshot of the fan-made one where they did the redesign, and then through the power of Facebook translations, the power of Sonic fans is amazing. It's good to go in a good direction. Thank you so much for loving the Sonic. I don't know what the extra thes were there for. I'm just going to blame that on mistranslations. I'm hoping he gets like a Stan Lee level cameo, though, since this is technically his baby, which, if you're wondering why Sonic has been trash ever since 2006, that's the year he left. And now it's all just been weird voice acting, horrible TV shows, games where Super Sonic is just a costume and not even a level anymore. Like, I'm an avid fan. It's been my favorite series. First video game I ever actually played was, I think, Sonic 2 on a Sega, because my aunt used to have it for my cousins, and I would always play it before I got on the school bus in the morning. But to see the direction it's gone in, it saddens me. So I'm a fan. Haven't picked up any titles because it's kind of a waste of cash. What else have I got on my docket here? So Sonic movie's getting a redesign. Hopefully, I don't want them to go too crazy with it. I'm just hoping it's like a good version of realistic 3D meets what the fans want. That, or they hire the guy who made the redesign that made everyone scream. So moving on, for those of you English dub fans, which will probably just be me here since Vance isn't here to argue with me. So Dragon Ball Super, we are officially at Goku vs. Jiren for the English dub. Episode 109 premiered last Saturday. This Saturday, we are getting Ultra Instinct. I don't know what the voice is going to sound like, but Sean Schemmel, the voice actor for Goku, he's been hyping it up on Twitter. A lot of people are excited. And Dragon Ball is supposed to be coming back next month, supposedly. I haven't heard anything except like a random tweet, maybe. So we're getting that fight. We might actually finish the dub before the subtitle Japanese version comes back, which I'm honestly all here for. I've just been watching them in like bursts of 5, because trying to keep up with so many shows while binging Community is like just a struggle. I'm at season 5. I'm very iffy with some of the people that left. I'm hurt. Also, the whole Troy and Britta thing was weird. I'm glad it's over. Spoiler. But, yeah. Yeah, so Dragon Ball Super, if you've been watching the dub or you're just revisiting just for fun, we are officially at the Ultra Instinct fight. We're at the Tournament of Power. If you want to go ahead and start binging a lot of these more hype episodes that aren't just recaps or filler, this is a good time to jump back into it. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun rewatching the dub and the way that they've been handling the scripts. It's its own experience. There's some gripes in there with how they handled certain characters like Vegeta and Master Roshi, for those who know what I'm talking about. For when Master Roshi had his moment And in the Japanese version, Vegeta was semi-respectful. In English dub, he came off as more of a dick and like no respect for his ranking whatsoever. So that's coming up for those who want to revisit that. Next up, as far as recommendations go, and we're gonna get ready to end it off here. One Punch Man. We are now 4 episodes in, and if for those of you who've been listening to my recommendations, even if you didn't watch season 1, season 2 is okay to jump into with no context because you will completely understand what I was talking about when I say this show's A plot is focusing on how the B plot of every other side character is taking the main stage. How this character is so broken, which you could just see him on screen. Goro is the main villain for this. It's a world of heroes and villains. The heroes always fight the monsters. Goro has decided he thinks it's unfair that monsters get such a bad rap, so he wants to fight for their side. So he's a human who hunts heroes but labels himself as a monster. But when he got recruited by the monsters in their last episode, he decided to turn them down, which really makes you question it. Are you trying to hunt shiny A-Palms right now? Yes. Any luck? So Goro turns down the monster's invitation, which makes you even question more of his motives. He claims he's a hunting killing machine, but in 4 episodes, he's beaten some of the top heroes in the show, hasn't killed any of them, will stop monsters who try to kill kids. So he's on this weird path, and you can't really understand what his true motives are. But you can see that he's actually a huge threat because of his weird kung fu style. It just kind of turns everyone's attacks against them. And he's honestly a glutton for pain. This man has taken so many beatings and manages to get back up through sheer willpower. It's like if you put Rock Lee on steroids and made him the most OP character ever. Funny thing is, he's on this rampage, but in the 2nd episode, he runs into the main character, Saitama, our protagonist, and literally gets KO'd with one bitch slap, which lets you know that if they ever cross paths, the main character could end this at any time he wanted to, but he's so nonchalant about everything going on in this show, he's not even paying attention to where he realized the number one enemy in the world is somebody he just KO'd 2 days ago. So the show is one that focuses more on everyone else to where the main character is almost unnecessary because he's broken. Like OP Man is the most perfect initials for the show because he's just that overpowered. And it's funny because you see all these other people who have such a higher rank than him, who have this mentality that they're stronger, automatically get humbled by him like that. And then when they try to like ride his wave so much and they're just like, we don't understand how you're not in the top. And he's like, I just do this for fun. I don't really care about ranks or anything like that. And he just walks off and enjoys his day, leaving everyone else shook, trying to understand why he's so nonchalant and doesn't try to gain fame, power, or money for this like everyone else has done. Like, there are heroes who are low rank but have like whole posses that follow them around throughout the entire show. And now they all are humbled and hanging out with him and playing video games and all this weird, goofy stuff that is so out of character. So appreciate those y'all who've been actually listening to my recommendations. The show's good. I think there's 10 episodes in season 1. We're 4 episodes into season 2. I think the newer episodes are on Hulu. If you want to catch up, they're both subbed and dubbed on Netflix. And since we're in a new month, we'll end it off with my newest recommendation, and that is Crayon Shin-chan. This show really has no plot whatsoever. It is just about a goofy-ass 5-year-old and his family. Like, this is one of those shows you don't need to follow at all. You can just put on any random episode and, like, you will honestly just laugh, or at least for me. There's some, like, dirty humor. It's about a group of 5-year-olds who go to an American-based school in Japan because tuition at all other high-end schools are too expensive, so their parents sent them to where there's free education. And honestly, it just follows him and these other kids who are too aware of like the crap that goes on in their household and their parents' lives. And there's some dark humor. Like, there's one girl who complains. I don't know how to sell this as funny without making it sound dark. Like, there's one girl who throughout the show complains that halfway through her dad doesn't love her anymore because he doesn't use the hurdy belt on me and mommy. She's like, ever since he's gone to see therapists, I don't think he loves us anymore. It is like such a messed up joke, but it's hilarious in the way they deliver it. Or the fact that his parents have like done dumb things like called it a bomb threat just to get a day off of work. Or the fact that he blew up his entire house and like the show broke the fourth wall and is like, well, I guess we're done since we don't have a place to live anymore. So honestly, this show is just not to be taken seriously at all. It is just, I don't know if it's still on streaming. If you could find a bootleg site to watch it on, I recommend it. It is just about a goofy 5-year-old and his friends and the dumb adventures they get into involving their parents in things they probably shouldn't know about. I don't know how else to describe it, really. I would just say give it a chance. Watch the first 2 to 3 episodes. You might like it. You might not. That's my recommendation. Hopefully next week we have Vance for his. Is that our updated schedule? Up on the left? Because I don't think I have it.
It still has
Who do we have now? 60-second suspension is our newest one? Yeah. All right, let me find the most recent one I have because we keep changing this thing. Also, we have to self-promote. We have other people who need the support. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Blah, 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 blah. I'm too lazy to scroll that much. You want to just put it up so people can see? Sorry, I'm horrible to all other Amplified Network people. I don't have this stuff memorized, but if you check on screen, this is... We have other people coming through. I was on Theater Goes yesterday, which is why, if you notice, I'm wearing the same outfit from there. So yeah, Monday, 8 p.m., Dungeon Seekers. Hi, Kenzie. Tuesdays, we have... She's got things to do. We're on hiatus. Deal with it. All right, Tuesday, Theater Goers, 8 p.m., which I'll be on and off of depending on my work schedule in the future. Next week, we'll talk Detective Pikachu. So we're already having our first huge MCU crossover event within our own network. 9 p.m., we have the 60-Minute Suspension, our newest sports show. Wednesday, we have me, 8 p.m., Anime Club with Vance, next time we get him back in here. Thursday is the Two Top Podcast at 7 p.m. They are also on hiatus. People got bills to pay. So 8:30 p.m., we have Springs Chat. I feel like I'm missing somebody. All right, well, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, everybody. I would tell you where to find me, but I know y'all can't spell, so I'll just pull out my handy-dandy destroyed notebook. Vance, I usually tag him on all of our Wednesday posts. You can find him there. You can find the rewinds of all these streams on, I want to say Facebook, Twitter, Google+, but that's somebody else's outro. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. We are officially on Spotify now. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere that podcast and things you can listen to musically and earbud-wise exist. If you can find me, there's my Twittard. That is Le Facebook. Shoot. That is my Instagram. All right. I got nothing else. So thank you guys. Anime Club, we are out. Please be sure to tune in for everyone else throughout the week. We will come to you with more news about MegaCon next week. Hopefully, we will get more broadcasts coming from off locations as we have some other stuff in the works. That's all I got. Peace out.